thank you all for coming to this wonderful occasion, and what with the weather and whatever's in your throat, everyone came out and for a wonderful day, and everyone looks so good. But let's start off with a round of applause for our lovely bride. Now, of course, not everyone could come because of the weather and what with the tickle in the throat. And so, just to list out a couple of regrets here, David Letterman could not be with us today, and Phil could. My name is Ken, and I am the best man, and I am doing this speech out of the strength of my friendship to Ted. And Ted assures me that our friendship will continue, depending on the strength of this speech. Ted has also guaranteed me that if I do a good enough job on this speech, that I will be the best man at his next wedding. But a few ground rules. I've been told by the groom not to mention anything about past girlfriends. And that's too bad, because that will sadly cut this speech short by a good 3 seconds. And I will respect his wishes. So where do I start with Ted? For starters, he's handsome, he's witty, he's intelligent, he's charmed. Ted, I can't read your handwriting. You're going to have to tell me the rest later. I have known Ted for some 30-plus years. We met in high school, but not early enough in high school because we weren't in the same class at the beginning. He was put into the special room. He was put into the room with the pyromaniacs, the kids who had plastic cutlery, which Ted has right now, and the kids who didn't get their shoelaces when Ted has no shoelaces. So. But it was clear that Ted was in the wrong room. He's inept at arson, and he can handily work a knife and fork most times, and he deserved his shoelaces on his Buster Browns. So they moved him into the other room. His brilliance and book smarts came through. I can honestly say that in all the years I've known Ted, no one has ever questioned his intelligence. In fact, I've never heard anyone even mention it. In high school, then, Ted would excel. He finished the top of the class. He played football. I believe he played left out. He was a member of the school newspaper. And while it might seem like I'm excessively blowing Ted's horn, he can blow his own, because he learned how to play trumpet. One time, on a dare, he tried to play Flight of the Bumblebee and almost blew out his own liver. He continued on to university. He earned a doctorate degree in cell biology, but he never stopped learning and pushing himself. I've seen Ted rise to incredible challenges, from countless grueling running events to a 5-hour non-stop paddle through a headwind. But no matter what he does, he excels at it. But his greatest success and joy, Sarah, was found in you. Oh. Ted, you leave here today with a wife who is lovely and funny and warm and caring. And Sarah, you leave with a gorgeous dress and a beautiful bouquet of flowers. But in all seriousness, Sarah, Ted will make an excellent husband. Not just because he loves you dearly, which he does, and not just because he will cherish you, which he will. This is where you nod obediently, Ted. You gotta learn this.
He did nod once.
But Ted is a good man with a tender heart. He lights up like a Christmas tree every time he speaks of you, Sarah, and I am certain that even in the most awkward times, he will turn to you and offer you warm soup and soft carrots. And let us remember the pivotal matrimonial words we heard today from the Father, who said that through good times and bad. And so, yes, the times won't always be good. You will disagree, and you will argue, and one of you, likely Ted, will cry. But let me guide you through some advice in those rough times, and for this I turn, of course, to the good book. Do you know what I mean, Sarah? 3 letters? NFL. The book of football will help us through that darkness in those rough times. So let's see what football can teach us about a good marriage. In the course of conflict, like football, you can always challenge a ruling, you can throw laundry on the field, and you can be penalized for unnecessary roughness. Football is a team sport. You're both aiming for that same end zone, so work together. Don't go to bed angry, get in that huddle. Sure, there's mistakes or fumbles, and there's misunderstandings or interceptions, but we recover. Respect each other's space, we call that halftime. But you still might need to call the occasional timeout. Communicate often, share your feelings, offer clear expectations of where you're headed, and at the end scream that familiar hut hut. And no, not everything is about you. Ted, like the wide receiver, you can't be in every play. So celebrate your partner's successes. And don't call for a pass when you have the best running back in the league. That has nothing to do with marriage. It's still bugging me. I'm working through it. And if all else fails, Sarah, if you feel you're losing the game, just deflate the balls. Maybe a pound. So let us raise our glasses. You know, a lot of women were disappointed when they heard that Ted was getting married. So let's offer a toast to the couple as Ted spends the rest of his life just disappointing one. Ted and Sarah.
First of all, I want to say, Sarah was like, you don't have to do a speech. You don't need to do it. It's fine. And then this dude, types out like 4 pages. Okay, so you're just going to have to, mine's going to be short and sweet. I was going to do like the cry factor, be like, I love you so much. And you know, because that always tops everything, but I really don't have anything planned, so here we go. Hope you guys just sit back and enjoy it. It'll be like 2 minutes. So, if you guys don't know, Sarah's my aunt, and I lived with her when I did bartending school in the summer, and we became really close. And I don't even remember Ted. We were talking about that earlier, so I got nothing for Ted. This is Ted. He would be the groom, so hope you guys know that by now. Sarah and I don't know. Sarah always told me that I wouldn't come see her, and then I did. And we had a really good time, and we bonded, and we became really close, which is why I'm here, I think. I'd like to think that, yeah. Okay, that's on here. We did have our tiffs, though. Like the one time she told me she didn't know who Gerard Butler was, and I thought I had a heart attack. Everybody knows Gerard Butler. And then this one time we were going to watch this documentary, and she was like, oh, it's only like an hour. 6 hours later, it was finally over, so, you know, we had our fun. I thought I'd tell a few stories. I got her drunk a few times, don't tell Grandma. That's not And then she met Ted. I don't remember meeting him. One time I remember, he just kept talking, and I was like, he's really smart, I don't think I want to talk to him. I don't have a lot to say, so, but yeah, he's really good for Sarah. They have a lot of fun, and I'm just glad to see her happy. That's all I got.